there are many people who have lost money through the pending bills. Some of them cannot be accounted for. So we want to verify all those things. We want to call the governors to at least tell us what is the position of the pending bills, because billions of money, shillings are missing. And one is actually those people who invested their own money in projects of for the counties and did the work have not been paid for the last 5 years. And it is in tune of millions. If you look at it, like only in Nairobi, it's 100 billion, not even million, billions actually. If you look at my own county, Wajir, 5.5 billion. So we don't know whether, in any case, this money has already been budgeted for and it has been paid by the national government. But we want to see why this excess fund has gone. How comes that, we have a control of budget, we have auditors. How comes that this kind of, enormous resources can be spent without any proper accountability? So this committee now has a lot of, our honors and our responsibility now is to oversee that everything that the county, that money goes to the county is well spent. So we want to also, there are also issues of boundary conflicts in various counties. Actually, there are many. Last time the committee was in Meru to see the issues, to see what is happening with the governor and the assemblies. We had the opportunity to talk to them both parties to reconcile. We will still follow up more, make more visits, and hopefully we'll succeed in reconciling the two teams. We had a visit also in Tharaka-Nithi, where there was a conflict. There was a bit of misunderstanding on where to relocate the county headquarters. The national government on one side, staying on the old place where they moved from, that is Shigoria, and the county has moved to another town. So it was what was called? Kadwana. So of course the government have to work together, both the county government and the national government. And therefore the Wananchi have to get their services in one point. They cannot be going from one place to another place. So we are also trying to solve that problem, and I think that one we have amicably solved it. The only issue is actually infrastructure development. We have to follow up about the infrastructure. Actually, there are many. It's Kembu, Kericho. Also, there's now Kisii is having also an issue. So we will all visit them and see how best we can be able to handle and solve that problem. Because what we want to do is actually, before this problem escalates further, we want to have an intervention so that at least when it's still able to be controlled, we'll be able to solve the problem. Therefore, it's actually one of our biggest programs that we need to do today. We are planning, as we plan ahead, that we want to visit all those counties where there is at least a bit of understanding between the two, the executive and the assembly. And I think that one, the program is already developed, and we'll move forward, God willing.
Meru followed the decision of the select committee of the Senate that had actually looked into the issue of the impeachment of the governor of Meru. When we went to Meru, we were trying to make a follow-up, basically to try and heal the two sides so that they can move. Our conversation with both the governor and the county assembly was that they are willing to work with each other. We were able to tell them the roles of either team and the importance of that cooperation and working together between the county assembly and the executive, and both were able to appreciate that. You may have noticed that in a few of the meetings, we've seen the governor in meetings in wards with some of those MCS. So we believe the issue is being resolved. The deputy president, while in Mombasa, also told us that he is planning a meeting, possibly today, with the teams in order to help the healing, and we believe it will happen. 10 years after devolution, we are in that stage where it has now been agreed that devolution is here to stay. You will recall that when we began in 2013, there was pull and push with a lot of territorialism, a lot of pull and push between national and county governments. And as you may have watched the campaigns last year, every actor on the campaign trail promised to ensure devolution works. And we want to take advantage of that as a committee and work with all stakeholders to ensure that devolution works. So we will be having a lot of activities, as the chair said, to ensure that devolution works. One of the laws we want to audit is the implementation of the Urban Areas and Cities Act. We plan to meet the 4 cities that have been set up. You will notice that all of them have unique and different issues. Nairobi, for instance, had the NMS situation that we want to relook at the laws that moves a city to a national government. We need to actually re-audit that law to see how to ensure that we have a proper process that is acceptable under the Constitution. We have new cities that have come up. We have Nakuru, and I think Eldoret is underway. So we will plan to meet with the various cities to find out how they're moving and how they're implementing that law. We also need to, as we meet other counties, we will be holding them to account on how well they are implementing the issues of urban areas and cities, how they are determining which are the urban areas, how they are doing the spatial planning, how they are mapping the infrastructure that are relevant to ensure that these urban areas grow as they expect.